Welcome to the Arizona Commission for the Deaf and Hard of Hearing Interpreter Licensure Committee meeting. It is June 17th, and we are calling the meeting to order at 2:02 p.m. Kyla, can we have a roll call, please?
Of course. Commissioner Cohen? Commissioner Cohen?
Oh, here.
Commissioner Benton?
Here.
Commissioner Cinco?
Here.
Staff present. Carmen Smith?
Here.
Victoria Vaughn?
Here.
Emmett Hassan?
Here.
Jeremy McCone?
Here.
And Kyla Dalton Nava.
Thank you, Kyla. Committee chair report. I will defer that until we get to the item number 4, which would be the rule update. We can talk about the oral comment session that was held when we get to that item on the agenda. So moving down to item 3, we have the review and approval of the sign language interpreter license applications. We had a mother load of applications to review this time. We had 20 in the first round and 36, I'm sorry, in the second round. So 56 applications. So first, I just want to say a huge thank you to the Victoria and Emmett for all of your hard work going through all of these applications. We trust the work that you do, and you do a fantastic job with all of the detective work and making sure that the I's are dotted and the T's are crossed. And it is with great assurance that we can then look at the materials and recommend these applications for approval. So thank you very much for all of the work. And this was a huge load to go through. And it's always my regret when I look at the whole list and I see how many of them are actually in state. So very few, but we had a couple provisional B, a provisional C, and a legal C. So those were all in-state folks. So that's always good to see the pool of interpreters growing in Arizona. But thank you very much for all the work that you do. So now I would like to ask the commissioners present if we can have a motion to approve the list, and if someone would read the list, actually.
Do you want to do paper, rock, scissors, Andrew? See who goes? This is Katie. I make a motion that we accept the applications. I'm going to have the interpreter read the names as I sign them. I move to approve the following applications: Jamie Anderson, Rachel Balumbini, Sarah Campbell, Michelle Fernelius, Emily Gordillo, Amy Joy Greenwalt, Karina Kesson, Brian Lassiter, Kaborski Ledbetter, Catherine Manzo, Brianna Mahoney, James McDermott, Suzanne Nunley, Melissa Poor, Heather Quinn, Rachel Schreier, Elizabeth Tucker, Scott Tucker, Melissa Watson, Diane Wheeler. Those are the applicants from Group 1. And we also would like to move that the following applications be approved from Group 2. Amy Ahern, Shirley Appleby, Amy Applegate, Bunaki Baskin, Carrie Carter, Sandra, if you have the correct list, thanks. You don't, okay. Carrie Carter, Arthur Clayton, Shawnee Dennison, Daisy Dipple, Anthony Draper, Elizabeth Eisenman, Corey Eckert, Sandra Fritz, Laura Henry, Marie Hoffman, Holsmack Andre, Tara Jackson, Katri Johnson, Danielle Krintz, Mary Jo Cristoforo, Monica Mastro, Paula McCluskey, Letitia Moran, Susan Murdoch, Catherine Nordstrom, Angela Pavelka, Shannon Pippin Mandley, Kristen Pop, Faith Powell, Amber Rial, Rachel Rogers, Katie Sales, Jamie Van Wingarden, and Watts Clifford. Ouch.
Okay. And if I could just add, we had Kim Bass was also one of the last people that was added to the list. And then we had Kennelyn Burnow, Burnaugh. And I think Lloyd Carrera, Carrera, might have been some names that were missed. So just for the record. Couple of late entries that were there. Did I get them all, Victoria?
There's just one more that I didn't hear, Sarah Ware. Before
Okay.
Watts.
Thank you. So there were 56 names altogether that we have applications for. We have a motion on the floor to approve the applications for all 56. Do we have a second?
I second that. This is Commissioner Cohen.
All those in favor, please indicate by raising your hand. And there's no opposed. Thank you. Okay, motion is carried. Thank you. And again, thank you to the commissioners for doing all the review. It's an important step in the process, but thank you so much to Victoria and Emmett for all the work that you do behind the scenes to make this all happen and to keep this all rolling. Okay, moving down to item 4 in the agenda, the rules update and the 5-year rule review. We'll turn this over to Carmen.
Yes. Hi, everyone. The rules update is very brief. As you know, we recently had our oral comment session, and those comments have been gathered and documented, and that package has been presented to the Governor's Regulatory Review Council. We will now wait to hear from them as to when we will be on their calendar for those rules to be reviewed, discussed, and voted upon. So I'm hoping to hear some confirmed information, dates, and times from them very soon. Are there any questions related to the oral comment session? Or let me rephrase that. Are there any comments related to the legal aid and provisional notice of emergency rulemaking and notice of final rulemaking? Are there any questions for that?
So just to clarify, we're now in the process where we're waiting for basically the opportunity to go ahead and make those changes or make some changes based on the comments that were received.
Correct. At this point, again, we've gathered the comments that we received during both the written and the oral comment sessions, and they have been submitted to GERT with our request to move forward. They will inform us when we will be on their calendar, when they will discuss those particular items as it relates to the legal aid test being extended, the deadline for the test being extended to 2023. And let me be very clear, the deadline for receiving the legal aid certification to continue to work in the legal aid classification to be postponed for 2 years, to be moved to 2023, and as well as for the provisional licensees that might have been in their 5th year and were impacted by COVID issues and were unable to take testing that was being offered. So we should hear from them soon on that particular area, legal aid extension and provisionals in their 5th year being extended to 2023.
So I'm just curious, when we had the oral comment session, and I'm sure the same thing happened from the public comments that were written and received by the office staff, not everyone was in agreement with those 2 recommendations. And so how the draft language that was put forward, it was put forward with those recommendations, even though there was quite a bit of opposition to those recommendations.
Yes, we move forward, and what happens in that situation is we respond to those comments, both positive and negative. We respond to those requests in writing within the GERT package. And as GERT reviews it, they will reach out to the commission, if they have questions, and ask us why we're proceeding in this manner, why we may have responded the way that we responded to opposition or support, those meetings are public meetings, and the public can go to the Governor's Regulatory Review Council calendar and see when those dates are posted. We will also share that information with the public as well, so that they will know when those meetings happen.
Super, wonderful. Thank you. I just want to be clear on the process and the steps along the way. Thank you.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm sorry, and then the second issue, you may have seen the 5-year rule review. That 5-year rule review is the typical process that all agencies go through, and you must review your rules related to all of your programs and services in that 5-year review. So it would be licensure, the equipment distribution program, all services. And so that deadline is coming up for us as an agency as well. It is currently due, our rule review is currently due July 30th. However, we have requested an extension. And again, we are waiting to hear back from the Governor's Regulatory Review Council as to whether or not they will honor that request for an extension. Any questions about the 5-year rule review?
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, are there any announcements? Andrew, anything that you want to say about the deafblind retreat that's coming up? Nothing that you want to say? How many participants?
This is Commissioner Cohen. We have the deafblind retreat coming up in July. We have about 30 people, 30 or 40 people who'll be in attendance. And we're looking forward to it. And we have a mixture of deaf-blind individuals coming, SSPs, interpreters. Looking forward to it, hoping it goes well. Thanks for asking.
Well, yeah, it's very exciting. I know that it's.
I'm getting a bit overwhelmed at this point.
I can only imagine, but we were trying to get this off the ground last year, and I'm just so glad that it's coming to fruition this year. It's a really exciting opportunity for the communities and for the state of Arizona. So thank you for your perseverance.
You got it. I'm smiling. I don't know how the interpreter is going to interpret that, but.
Any other announcements or comments? Okay, seeing none, I will ask for a motion to adjourn at 2:20.
You go ahead, you go. No, you go. You had your hand up first. This is Commissioner Cohen. I move that we adjourn today's meeting.
All those in favor?
This is Commissioner Stanko. I second that.
Yes, and all those in favor? Raise your hand. Thank you. Okay. Meeting is adjourned at 2:20. Thank you, everyone, and thank you to the interpreters and the captioner, and again to all the office staff. We appreciate everything that you do.